mentorship program is a piece of a bigger puzzle of what we call student experience, which happens outside of the classroom, right? So to me, I think about mentorship as a kind of personalized, mentee-driven teaching or learning experience, really. I think students gain special skills from mentorship, like, for example, gaining confidence in their skills. That's one of the things they get from it. Another one is to learn about leadership, developing the leadership skills by being able, for example, to explain to someone what you want them to give you feedback on. That by itself is actually developing your communication skills, persuasion skills, and therefore leadership skills. Mentorship gives students access to a local, strong, professional network of connections, which is very important, whether it's for local students, for international students as well.
I didn't know that I'm going to get matched with you, so it was very interesting. It was like, well, the stars getting aligned, I guess. For me, it was interesting when I got matched with you, because I was telling all my colleagues, like, oh wow, I've got matched with Nicole, so I'm going to be learning a lot of stuff that I already do and she'd be able to add so much value. So I was very happy when that happened.
I had been involved with the program for a few years, so I've taught courses. I've been involved in the professional development program, but this was my first year being a mentor. And the kind of level of connection and meaning is so much deeper. And by the way, I did remember, Celeste, on the first time I was there delivering a workshop, I think orientation week. And I think that, her energy and fire in the belly, right? Like, she has that. And to me, that was energizing, because to see the energy of these students coming in and, changing their entire trajectory through that choice and, through so much positivity, I've learned just so much, and I've gained so much by meeting you. So yeah, it's been excellent.
Well, for me, this is my second year mentoring. This year's been much more rewarding than last year. I think it starts with the match, right? So you mentioned Carla did a really great job matching, and I've heard that from several other mentors as well. So I was really pleased when I got matched with Sean to look at his profile and go, I can bring something to the table for this person. And so that's been really rewarding. I myself built mentorship programs for my company, and this is a really good mentorship program. It has really good structure, really good direction. I learned a lot, Sean as well. So we pride ourselves in hiring diversity, but I didn't necessarily understand all the cultural differences between here and there, right? Or being in Nigeria, right? We hire a lot of people from those areas, and knowing how they think, how they react. One of the things we were just talking about was self-promotion. Sometimes people can come across as not being confident, but it's just a cultural difference, right? So learned a lot from that, and I thank you for educating me as well.
The moment you meet a salesman, either a sales professional, within seconds you know. So when I met him, within 2 minutes, I got to discover that he had what I call wealth of information. So the information he has is not something I can mine within a space of 5 years. We had a whole lot in common. His background is sales. I also have a very strong background in sales. But if you really want to improve, there are some things you need to unlearn. There are some things you need to relearn. Then there are some things you need to learn. So through him, I've also gotten strong connections, business connections that on a norm I may not have been able to get on my own. Then before now, of course, I had a template of what I wanted to do post MBA, but the how was not clear. But he has been able to tell me this is how you need to get what you need. So he's given me the visibility. It's helped my personal brand also. So I would say thank you once again.
Well,
I think those conversations were really great when I had with Nicole. It was like a validation that I have enough, that I have what it takes to be in this space. So I think that kind of really shaped the way I started to look at my profile, and the confidence with which now when I'm applying for full-time positions, I can really look at my positions and say, hey, you know what, I've got enough, and I can match them off against what the ask is, and it brought a lot of confidence. So thank you so much for that. Yeah.
To be honest, I think you sometimes mentorship and that the whole relationship is just for the time of that whole experience. But for me, I think it's day one when we met, I knew that this was not going to end at the end of the program. And it certainly is today, and it's going to be tomorrow and to the future that I'm always going to look up to him. I think it's built a relationship from just being a mentor and a mentorship for us. So that's something that I'll take it for a long, long time in my journey.
They would say mentorship is a two-way street. I can affirm that for him. I learned a lot from him too. I feel fulfilled having the opportunity to hear them in the class and answer some of those questions. They were questions I wish I had someone answered for me while I was in school. So having the opportunity to come back and hear those questions again.
I wish he had somebody coming and talking about their experiences to him. I think that keeps coming back. And that is one of the reasons that he's quite passionate about doing this back. So that 2 years later, I probably should do it. That he's told me already. We should definitely do this after 2 years when you get that particular stage or a platform. So, which means that he's thinking forward. He always wants to give back to community, to people within UNB, even outside UNB. I always ask him, how do you find time on the calendar? There's only 24 hours in a day. He is there in BCP, he's there in PDs, and he's doing his job. And he's also Toastmaster in the club. Oh, this man is incredible.
If you want to achieve so much before you turn around and help someone or share your experience, basically, you may never do it. If you have gone through a phase of your life, just turn around and look at the one coming behind you and share some experience, provide some support. Do something to help the next person coming after you avoid the pitfalls, right? So I don't think personally that you should wait for 15 years of career, 25 years of career to provide mentorship. Whatever you have been through and whatever experience and knowledge you have, feel free to share it with the one coming behind you.
It is rewarding and fulfilling just to see people succeed, right? So I think that's something many people are involved in mentorship programs as mentors enjoy very much. I'm myself mentor to many people, and I have mentors as well, so I know that we get lots of personal satisfaction from doing just that. But obviously there's also learning, again, just what I said about mentees, being able to explain things, making them sound simple is actually a skill we need to develop in terms of leadership, and that applies to mentees as well as to mentors.